ever feel like you're stuck between two worlds?
Huh.
Like you could rule one,
Oh, yeah.
but the other has like a frustrating hold on you? Today we're diving into Paul Graham's take on why smart kids,
Okay.
the nerds among us,
Right.
often struggle to find their footing in the popularity contest that is high school.
Yeah.
It's a question that bugs a lot of us.
Yeah.
Why doesn't raw brain power translate into social success?
It's a puzzle,
Yeah.
right? You'd think intelligence would be the ultimate cheat code.
Right.
What Graham does so well is expose the hidden rules of this popularity game.
Yeah.
He argues that nerds, by their nature, are drawn to knowledge and mastery.
Right.
They seek to understand systems, whether it's the laws of physics or the intricacies of a computer program.
But high school throws a wrench in the works.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Suddenly there's this whole other system to master.
Yeah.
One that doesn't necessarily reward logic or intellect.
Exactly. Graham calls it serving two masters, the pursuit of intelligence and the relentless pursuit of popularity.
Yeah.
And like any true master, popularity demands total dedication. It's a performance art.
Wow.
An intricate dance of social cues and expectations that requires constant,
Oh, wow.
almost subconscious effort.
So it's not just about being liked.
Right.
It's about a whole different skill set,
Yeah,
a whole different game.
exactly.
Did you ever feel that pull yourself?
Oh, yeah,
Back in your school days?
absolutely. We've all been there,
Yeah.
trying to figure out the intricate web
Yeah.
of who's in, who's out, what's cool, what's not.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Right.
And for someone whose mind is also grappling with,
Yeah.
say, the mysteries of the universe or the complexities of coding,
Oh, my God.
it can feel like trying to juggle chainsaws while riding a unicycle.
I love it.
You can't give your full attention to both without something crashing down.
Yeah, and here's where it gets really interesting and kind of brutal.
Okay.
Graham points out that popularity, especially in the pressure cooker of high school,
Yeah.
often works like a zero-sum game for someone to climb the social ladder.
Right.
Someone else has to fall.
It's like a twisted game of musical chairs,
Oh, wow.
where there's always one less seat than there are players.
Okay.
And guess who often ends up on the floor? The ones who are too busy decoding the universe
Yep.
to notice the music has stopped.
Yeah.
Remember that anecdote Graham shares about the woman who was afraid to even talk to nerds
Oh, yeah.
for fear of being contaminated by their lack of coolness?
Ouch. That's harsh.
Yeah.
It really highlights how powerful and sometimes cruel
Yeah.
those unspoken social rules can be.
And the cruelty, Graham argues,
Yeah.
isn't always personal.
Okay.
It's a function of the system itself.
Interesting.
He even makes this chilling comparison between schools and Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. That's intense.
It is.
Yeah.
And it speaks to a darker side of human nature that emerges when groups are left to their own devices. The need to establish a hierarchy,
Right.
to identify an other,
Right.
to solidify your own place in the group.
Yeah.
Think about the classic dynamics of a schoolyard.
Okay.
Bullies, followers, and the unfortunate souls who become the targets.
So it's like even if you're not a bully yourself,
Yeah.
you're still caught in this web of social pressure,
Exactly.
this unspoken need to conform.
We're wired for connection, for belonging.
Yeah.
But in that desperate scramble for social acceptance,
Right.
some get trampled underfoot. And often, it's the kids who don't quite fit the mold.
Yeah.
The ones whose passions lie outside the mainstream,
Right.
who become the scapegoats.
And this leads to Graham's broader point
Right.
about the artificiality of school itself, right?
Yeah.
The way it separates us from the real world
Yeah.
and creates this pressure cooker environment.
He calls it a nursery,
Huh.
even a prison at times. Think about it.
Okay.
You're surrounded by peers, but disconnected from any real-world purpose.
Yeah.
Your days are filled with tasks that often feel arbitrary and meaningless.
Yeah, I remember that feeling.
Yeah.
Like, why am I memorizing these dates or dissecting this frog? What's
Yeah.
the point?
And when the work feels pointless,
Yeah.
even the smart kids start to rebel.
Oh, yeah.
It's no wonder so many brilliant minds
Right.
end up feeling stifled and disengaged.
Mm.
It's like that anecdote about the French class reading Les Miserables using Cliff's Notes.
Oh, yeah?
Even the teacher had checked out.
Okay, so school can feel like this weird artificial world
Right.
where the rules don't quite make sense.
Yeah.
And the very things that make you a nerd,
Yeah.
your curiosity, your love of knowledge,
Yeah.
can make you a target.
Mm-hmm.
But Graham's argument doesn't end there,
Right.
does it?
No.
He offers a glimmer of hope for us nerds.
He does, right?
So we've established that school can feel like its own bizarre universe
Right.
with its own set of rules and social currencies.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're stuck in this system that doesn't quite get us,
Yeah.
where's the hope?
Right.
Graham paints a different picture of the real world, right?
He does.
One where the things that make you a nerd might actually become superpowers.
Absolutely. And the key to this transformation is what Graham calls
Okay.
specialization. Think about it.
Okay.
Jobs today are more specialized than ever before.
Right.
We need more training,
Yeah.
more specific knowledge to thrive in these complex fields.
Okay.
What does that mean for you?
Yeah.
It means adulthood.
Right.
That magical land of independence and purpose gets pushed back further and further.
Okay. I'm following you.
Okay.
We're spending more time prepping for the real world,
Yeah.
but because of that extended prep time,
Right.
we're not really in it yet.
Yeah.
So school becomes this holding pattern,
Right.
this waiting room for adulthood. Yeah.
Which might explain why it often feels so disconnected from, well,
Yeah.
actual life.
You're getting it.
Okay.
And this warehousing effect,
Okay.
as Graham calls it,
Mm-hmm.
has real consequences.
Okay.
It creates a sense of artificiality,
Yeah.
a feeling that the stakes aren't real.
Right.
But in the real world,
Yeah.
things, you do have real effects.
Yeah.
Your actions have consequences. Your skills matter.
Right.
And suddenly, that deep dive into coding or that obsession with medieval history
Yeah.
might just be your ticket to a fulfilling career, a thriving community,
Yeah.
even a fortune.
So the things that make you stand out,
Right.
the things that might have made you a target in high school,
Yeah.
those become assets.
Think about it.
Okay.
Problem solving,
Mm-hmm.
analytical thinking,
Right.
a thirst for knowledge.
Yeah.
These are the hallmarks of a nerd, right?
Yeah.
But they're also the qualities that employers crave.
Right. That drives innovation, that solve real-world problems.
Yeah.
Suddenly,
Yeah.
being able to explain blockchain or debate the finer points of quantum physics
Right.
is a lot cooler than knowing all the lyrics to the latest pop song.
This is making me rethink my teenage years.
Oh, yeah.
All those hours I spent building websites, teaching myself graphic design.
Right.
That wasn't just me being a nerd in my basement.
Right.
It was me developing skills, honing my craft.
Exactly. And the beautiful thing about the real world,
Yeah.
as Graham points out,
Mm-hmm.
is that it's vast and diverse. There's a place for everyone,
Yeah.
a niche for every passion.
Right.
You're no longer trapped in the artificial hierarchy of high school.
Yeah.
You can find your tribe,
Okay.
people who share your interests
Yeah.
and appreciate your unique way of thinking.
So it's not about conforming anymore.
Right.
It's about finding your people, your place,
Exactly.
where your kind of weird is celebrated.
Think about Silicon Valley, for
Yeah.
example. In some circles,
Yeah.
the geekier you are,
Yeah.
the more credibility you have.
Interesting.
Graham even talks about how some university departments
Yeah.
practically encourage awkwardness
Wow.
as a badge of honor,
Okay.
a sign of deep thinking.
Hmm.
It's like the whole definition of cool gets flipped on its head.
That's hilarious. I love that image.
Yeah.
A world where knowing how to code a neural network is the ultimate status symbol.
Right.
But what about those of us who aren't destined to be tech moguls or rocket scientists?
Right.
What about the nerds who excel in the humanities?
Yeah.
Or the arts?
Yeah.
Does Graham's argument hold up there too? It's refreshing to think about a world where nerdiness isn't a liability but a strength.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Right.
If the real world values those unique nerdy skills, why does school feel so out of sync?
That's where Graham's critique gets really sharp.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't just point fingers at bullies or cliques.
Right?
He goes deeper,
Mm.
questioning the very structure of the education system itself.
Interesting.
Remember those comparisons he makes?
Yeah.
Schools as nurseries, even prisons.
Yeah. Those are pretty strong words.
Yeah.
I mean, school isn't exactly a jail cell,
Right.
but I get his point.
Mhm.
There's this sense of being contained,
Yeah.
managed,
Right.
instead of truly engaged.
Exactly. And that lack of genuine purpose,
Yeah.
that disconnect from the real world,
Right.
breeds both boredom and cruelty.
Mm.
Think about it.
Okay.
When you're stuck in a system that feels arbitrary,
Yeah.
where the rewards feel meaningless,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to turn on each other.
It's like that classic Lord of the Flies scenario we talked about earlier.
Right.
When the rules feel pointless, human nature takes over.
And that's tragic.
Right.
because learning should be the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Humans are naturally curious,
Right.
driven to create,
Yeah.
to understand. But too often, school squashes those instincts instead of nurturing them.
Right.
Remember that anecdote about the French class using Cliff's notes to get through Les Miserables?
Oh, yeah.
If even the teacher has checked out,
Right.
what message does that send?
It says the system itself is broken.
Right.
But if school isn't working,
Right.
what's the alternative?
Yeah.
How do we create a learning environment that's actually engaging,
Right.
that prepares us for the real world Graham describes?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And thankfully, Graham doesn't just leave us hanging.
Okay.
He offers some tantalizing clues.
Okay.
He talks about the need for real-world experiences,
Okay.
for hands-on learning,
Yeah.
for mentors who inspire rather than just instruct.
So instead of memorizing facts and figures, we
Right.
need to actually do things,
Yeah.
create things, build things.
Imagine a school that's more like a workshop,
Okay.
or a studio, or a laboratory,
Right.
a place where you're encouraged to experiment, to fail,
Right.
to learn by doing,
Yeah.
where you're surrounded by passionate mentors who guide you,
Mm-hmm.
challenge you,
Yeah.
and help you discover your unique talents.
That sounds amazing.
Right.
But let's be real.
Yeah.
A total educational overhaul isn't happening overnight.
Right.
So what can we do right now to bridge that gap
Right. Yeah.
between the artificial world of school and the real world where our nerdiness can actually shine?
First, don't underestimate the power of your own curiosity.
Okay.
School might not always feed it,
Right.
but that doesn't mean you have to starve.
Okay.
Dive deep into the subjects that ignite your passion, even if they're not on the curriculum.
So find your own mentors.
Yeah.
Explore your own interests.
Right.
Don't wait for permission to be intellectually curious.
Exactly.
Okay.
Build things, create things.
Yeah.
Connect with people who share your passions.
Mm-hmm.
The internet has made it easier than ever to find your tribe,
Right.
to learn from experts,
Yeah.
to collaborate on projects.
Okay.
Remember the skills you develop on your own time.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that will set you apart,
Mm-hmm.
that will make you valuable in the long run.
This is making me rethink my whole approach to learning.
Right.
It's not just about surviving school.
Right.
It's about actively cultivating the skills and knowledge
Yeah.
that will help you thrive beyond it.
And here's the crucial takeaway from Graham's essay.
Okay.
School might tell you that being different is bad,
Yeah.
that fitting in is the key to success.
Right.
But the real world operates on a different logic.
Yeah.
Your unique perspective, your nerdy obsessions,
Mm-hmm.
those are your assets.
Mm.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
So to all the nerds out there listening,
Yeah.
embrace your passion,
Right.
hone your skills.
Yeah.
And remember, the real world is waiting for you.
It is.
And it's a lot more interesting than high school.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
The real world needs your unique brand of brilliance.
And that's a wrap on this deep dive into Paul Graham's Why Nerds Are Unpopular.
Okay.
If this conversation sparked something in you,
Yeah.
we encourage you to read the essay for yourself and share your thoughts.
Definitely.
Until next time, keep diving deep.